Congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs as they are the first team to repeat as national champions since Alabama did it back in the 2011 and 2012 season. Of course, that makes them the first program to also have done it in the college football playoff era. They repeat as national champions with a win over TCU, so congratulations to Georgia. And on today's show, we've got our way too early top 25 rankings for the 2023 season. You're watching College Football Now by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. We are here in Los Angeles as we're here for the College Football Playoff National Championship, here to bring you our way too early top 25 rankings for next season. It was an awesome year in college football, and hopefully it's more of the same in 2023. Before we get into our rankings, and we're going to go from 25 to 1, who will be number 1 in the 2023 preseason poll? Will it be Georgia, Michigan, someone else, USC? We'll get to our top 5 later on. What do you guys think? Who's going to be the number 1 team in the country to start next season? All right, 25 to 1, we go, and we start with the Arkansas Razorbacks, who had a disappointing year in 2022, but Sam Pittman has another strong recruiting class coming in. KJ Jefferson is back for another year at quarterback, and had he stayed healthy this year, they probably would have won a couple more games. I think they're poised to have a bounce-back season and win maybe 8 or 9 games. All right, at number 24, it's the Iowa Hawkeyes. Cade McNamara, Eric All transfer in from Michigan. We'll see if McNamara can ignite that offense at all, as obviously we know the Hawkeyes' defense is always going to be there for Kirk Ferentz, but they have got to score more points if they want to be a factor in the Big Ten. All right, at number 23, the Tulane Green Wave, and maybe we've got them a little low because what a year it was for Tulane. They win the Cotton Bowl over USC. They won the American. They beat Kansas State, who won the Big 12. I mean, I think we're probably underselling the type of season this program had out of New Orleans. So Tulane cracks our top 25. At number 22, it is the Wisconsin Badgers, as they've got some transfers, guys coming in, guys coming out, but Braylon Allen decided to stay. We'll see who starts at quarterback. Nick Evers, a high 4-star recruit from Oklahoma, transferred to Wisconsin. We'll see if he gets a chance to start. Graham Mertz, of course, left for Florida, but with Luke Fickell coming in, should have that winning culture back on track pretty quickly. All right, at number 21, we've got the Texas Longhorns. Listen, it's not a preseason poll if Texas isn't in it. That's just how it goes. But in all seriousness, while Texas is losing some big-time talent like Bijan Robinson, Roschon Johnson, you've got some guys on defense like DeMarvion Overshone and guys like Keandre Coburn. You got Quinn Ewers back, who finished strong with a nice bowl game, I thought. Arch Manning coming in, obviously. We'll see if there's a competition there at all. Got some talent on offense with Xavier Worthy, Jordan Whittington returning. So big year for Sark, year 3 for him. We'll see what Texas can do. If you love college football, subscribe to us here at Chat Sports. I would imagine we get another wave of transfers here with the College Football Playoff National Championship over. We'll see if Georgia and TCU have any transfer action this week. And what you'll also hear is some guys making decisions on the NFL draft. We will cover that as well. So subscribe today. We are just a handful of subs away from 325,000 on the channel. Help us get there and help us grow here at Chat Sports. All right, let's get to the top 20. South Carolina Gamecocks. One of those decisions could be from Spencer Rattler. Hopefully he returns for South Carolina. I think he would benefit from coming back for another year. Shane Beamer's got it rolling in Columbia. At number 19, it is the Oregon State Beavers. DJ Uiagalelei transfers in, and not a huge DJU guy, but he's better than anything they had this year, and they won 10 games with bad quarterback play. Oregon State is going to be one of those sleeper preseason top 20 type of teams that could sneak up, win the Pac-12. We'll see what happens there, but coming off a good year, big fan of their coach, and DJU coming in with some experience. At number 18, the Ole Miss Rebels. I mean, a funky year for Lane Kiffin. They start 8-1, and then they don't win again. He flirts with the Auburn job, it sounded like. But Jackson Dart returns. We'll see if Zach Evans returns. He hasn't made a decision as we're filming this, but they still have Quinshon Judkins at running back and some talented players on both sides of the football. How about the Tennessee Volunteers? We didn't really know where to put them. Number 17, I think it could be a tick low. Look, it's all going to depend on Joe Milton, right? Hendon Hooker exits, but Milton played solid down the stretch, was good in the bowl game against Clemson as they won the Orange Bowl. He'll certainly enter spring as the clear-cut starter for his last year of college football. They still have some talent at receiver. Obviously, they're losing Cedric Tillman, Jalen Hyatt, but Brew McCoy returns. Josh Heupel runs that fun offense. So Tennessee, we'll see if they can find some staying power here or if 2022 was a bit of an outlier. The number 16 ranked team in our preseason top 25 rankings is North Carolina, who had a funky year as well. They started 8 or 9-1 and then kind of stumbled down the stretch. Lost in the ACC championship game. Lost a tough one to Oregon in the Holiday Bowl. But they've got a Heisman candidate coming back in Drake May, some talented receivers. So we'll see what Matt Brown's crew can do here in 2023. Who will win the Heisman Trophy? Fill in the blank. The Heisman Trophy winner in 2023 will be who? Will Caleb Williams repeat? Will Drake May get up there and win it? Maybe there's someone else off the radar. Could a Joe Milton type sneak up and have a monster year? Who's going to win the Heisman? Let me know what you guys think. Let's get into the top 15 now. The Utah Utes at number 15. Cam Rising, still waiting on a decision for him at quarterback. He could go pro or come back for a sixth season. If he comes back, they could be a fringe top 10 team. At number 14, the Kansas State Wildcats, who rallied to get into the Big 12 championship game, won the Big 12 championship. Bit of a disappointing end with their loss to Alabama as that game kind of just snowballed on them. But Will Howard returns. They've got some talent on both sides of the football. They'll, of course, lose Deuce Vaughn. But if Howard can build off the steps he made in the second half of the season, filling in for Adrian Martinez, who, of course, exits as well, if he can play well, they should be a top 15, top 20 team. At number 13, the Clemson Tigers. Cade Klubnik taking over late this year, and he's the clear-cut starter heading into next year. Struggled a bit in the Orange Bowl, but I think a big offseason for him. Needs to probably put on 10 or 15 pounds, but talented five-star recruit from a couple years ago. We'll see if Dabo's crew can get back into that CFP conversation. The number 12, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It sounds like it's going to be Sam Hartman starting as he has transferred there. Buckner will likely be the backup and sit for a year. Notre Dame had a funky season where they started 0-3. The sky was falling when they lost to Marshall, but I thought Marcus Freeman did a good job of, kind of steadying the ship. They ended up winning 8 of 9 to end the regular season and end up in a solid bowl game as well. At number 11, the Oregon Ducks, who will have a lot of hype coming into next year. Bo Nix returns. I thought they had a solid year this year. Disappointing loss to Oregon State in their final game to avoid making the Pac-12 championship game. But Oregon going to have a lot of hype entering next year. Could end up in that top 10 to start the season. At number 10, it is the TCU Horned Frogs, who fell short in the national championship game. But listen, you got to put some respect on this program, right? Like in year one, Sonny Dykes makes it to the national championship game. They'll lose Max Duggan. They'll lose Quentin Johnston. Kendra Miller might go pro as well. Travis Hodges-Tomlinson, some other key seniors gone. But strong transfer portal crew coming in, top 20 recruiting class. I think you got to like the direction of this program under Dykes. I think that you got to put them in the top 10 here. At number 9, the Washington Huskies. Michael Penix surprised many by deciding to return for 2023. He led the nation in passing in 2022. Kalen DeBoer, first-year head coach, winning 11 games. Really impressive. They could be a Pac-12 title contender. At number 8, the Florida State Seminoles. I'm already seeing it. The hype for Florida State next year is real. Mike Norvell's got this team cooking. They ended up winning 10 games this year by finishing it with a bowl win over Oklahoma. Jordan Travis returns at quarterback. They've got a lot of talented pieces down there in Tallahassee. Now, who are going to be the 4 teams in the college football playoff in 2023? It's the final year of the 4-team system. Who are going to be the 4 teams that get in there? Let us know what you guys think. Could LSU be one of those teams? As there for a few weeks, they were flirting with the possibility of getting in as a 2-loss team, but had that disappointing loss to Texas A&M and then got hammered by Georgia in the SEC title game. But I thought Brian Kelly did a good job. Dominant bowl win to get 10 wins on the year. In year one, taking over for that messy Ed Orgeron situation, I think Kelly's got this thing on the right track. At number 6, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Listen, give James Franklin credit. He's heard a lot of noise on the outside. They go 11-2, win the Rose Bowl over Utah. Sean Clifford exits, but Drew Allar's a talented young quarterback. We'll see if he gets the chance to start and win that job. Top 5 we go. It is the Ohio State Buckeyes at number 5. C.J. Stroud going to exit here, but Marvin Harrison Jr. returns. What does Ohio State look like in 2023? Is Kyle McCord the starting quarterback? He will likely enter spring as that guy. Big year for Ryan Day. They've lost 2 straight times to Michigan. Did show well in the college football playoff, so I think that was good for him, but we'll see what he does in 2023. The number 4, Alabama Crimson Tide, as they should look to reload here. Had the number 1 recruiting class by a pretty wide margin. Lost a few transfers, but should be back in the mix next year. Obviously, Bryce Young, Will Anderson, and others exit. I think all eyes are on the quarterback battle. Is it Jalen Milroe? Is it Ty Simpson at quarterback? I would think Simpson's going to have the edge here, but Milroe did get some playing time in 2022. Started against Texas A&M, relieved Bryce Young against Arkansas as well. So that'll be something to keep an eye on in spring ball. USC at number 3. And look, when you have the reigning Heisman Trophy winner returning, you're going to get a lot of hype. You're going to be preseason top 5, type 10. Caleb Williams returns. Obviously, it did not end well this year, right? They get blown out by Utah in the Pac-12 championship. Embarrassingly lose to Tulane after blowing a lead late in that one. But Caleb Williams returns. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. The defense has got to improve. Whether Lincoln Riley keeps Alex Grinch or cans him, the defense has to improve for USC to be a legitimate title contender next season. At number 2, the Michigan Wolverines. And Michigan's in a precarious spot because 2023, on paper, is the most talented team that Jim Harbaugh will have ever had. JJ McCarthy returns. Donovan Edwards is back. As of filming this, Blake Corum hasn't even made a decision yet. I think he'll go, but maybe he'll return. But Jim Harbaugh, once again, is flirting with the NFL, and his future is unclear at best. There's allegations. There's NCAA violations being alleged out there, potential suspension looming. There's all kinds of rumors going on, and what we do know to be the case is Harbaugh is set to talk with a few NFL teams and has had contact with a couple as well. Where will Jim Harbaugh coach in 2023? Type M for Michigan or N for the NFL. I'm starting to think it's the NFL, and that would be a blow for Michigan. I mean, he's finally got them on the cusp of winning a national championship, and then he might leave. That'd be a tough pill to swallow for the Wolverines. And then at number 1, you got to go with the defending champs, the Georgia Bulldogs, with the chance to three-peat next year. Got to give it to them, right? They're obviously going to lose a lot of talent, but they lost a lot of talent last year. Look what happened. Stetson Bennett does exit, so they will have to figure out quarterback, a position that has not always been a strength of Kirby Smart's at Georgia. Jalen Carter and some other players are gone as well, but like Alabama, the quarterback position is up for grabs. We'll see who ends up starting for the Bulldogs next year, but the defense is going to be loaded again. Brock Bowers has another year, so should be a fun team to follow in 2023. So there you have it, our way too early top 25 college football rankings for next year. Congratulations again to the Georgia Bulldogs, and we'll see if they can three-peat next season.